What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I'm back, people. Man, I've already told you day after day after day. You can't talk about it. You have to be about it, people. So, don't ever think I'm gonna miss. You know what I mean? If I ever do miss, it's gonna be for a good reason. And most people that have reasons and excuses really aren't good ones. Let's just put it that way. I'm gonna be soft about that topic right there because I have my beliefs about people, because I've been through some struggles and I see other people, they whine and cry about their little struggles or little setbacks. But at the end of the day, it may be a bigger struggle to them than it would be to us because the challenges of life are different for every person. But anyways, people, I wanted to come on here real quick to remind you guys as well. If you're having trouble getting started in your fitness journey, go to my IG, okay? Leave me a DM and just message me fitness, especially if you ain't following me. That way I know that you're not some type of troll or some bullshit like that, because once you open up that communication talk with IG, and if someone's a troll, you know what I mean, they have full access to just start, doing what they do best. You know what I mean? I ignore this shit, but it just makes it a little bit easier for me to find the ones that are really serious about making a change in their lives. Okay, so today, people, I'm going to talk about a little bit about weight loss. This was brought to my attention. It was actually question about losing weight and getting fit in prison compared to out here. Okay, so let me start with this. When you're in prison, you're obligated to follow a program. Okay, so it's a program that's been in working, fully functioning for many years. Okay, so ain't nobody gonna go in there trying to reinvent the wheel because it just fucking ain't happening. Okay, how you run your program is entirely up to you, but I could guarantee when you do run that program, it's gonna come with a lot of respect, because without respect you could find a piece of steel ran up in you and get your wind taken. Okay, so yeah, so like with prison and losing weight and getting fit in there, from my experience, I'm going to tell you right now, to get fit and to follow a plan is way easier behind them bars. Okay, guaranteed to get your 3 meals a day, guaranteed. And I guarantee that them meals that you're eating are well balanced meals. They give you exactly what is recommended by the state of California to feed us correctly. Okay, that would be the FDA, Federal Food Drug Administration. Okay, so we're getting exactly what we need. Okay, we're not getting no more and no less. So a person that's going to start applying exercise and physical activity every day as part of their program and eating the way they're supposed to, because they do feed you in a structured manner, you will get results, people. And I'm going to tell you why it's easier to do it in there, because there's not all these temptations in there. Okay, yeah, there's other temptations, but I'm just talking about physically fit issues here. Okay, as far as staying on point with your health, it's a lot easier in there, people. And the reason is because, like I said, you have breakfast every day at the same time. You get your sack lunch. You know what I mean? You got yard, you got your work program, whatever you're involved in over there. Everything is done always at a certain time. So you're like a fucking machine, man. You know what I mean? It's set on fucking autopilot. Once you figured your program out, it just comes naturally. I'm telling you, it comes naturally. It's within instinct. You wake up, you fucking shake them sheets, you roll that mat, brush your grill, get ready to go out and do what you do day in, day out. They're no longer goals. This is a lifestyle for you. Okay, so it's easy to put in the work. You're getting fed correctly. Okay, and the thing about the temptations, being out in the streets, you have many temptations. So it's actually harder. Yeah, you may have access to a lot more stuff that's beneficial for you, as far as supplements and shit like that, juice if you're into fucking juicing, but naturally, to accomplish your fitness goals, it's way easier to do behind them bars. Anybody that says different probably never done time before, because even when you go on lockdown, you can still bust down inside your cell or wherever it is that you're doing time at. Some of my best workouts was when I was on lockdown. You bird bath. At the same time, when you bird bath, you wash up the pad, wash the floor and all that, kick it. Then your bunkie does the same thing if he's into exercising. But usually every bunkie that I've had in my time, they've all did exercise. We did rutina together, And back, like I said, back in my days, they used to have weights on the yard. And in my time, there was a category that you were labeled as when you went to the yard. There was either hogs, frogs, or pollywogs. Okay, if you know, you know. I don't know what I would have been categorized under, but I was young and I was a beast. I'll tell you one thing, I could hit 8 quarters. For those of you that are familiar with the pig iron, 8 quarters, that's a lot of weight right there. I hit that back in Soledad when I was a youngster, man. I forget how old I was, maybe 20 years old or something like that. But anyways, yeah, I find it much easier to get results behind them bars. Why? Because you have a program that is pretty much like it would be compared to being a structured routine that you do out here in the streets, kind of like what a bodybuilder would do. A bodybuilder's that's all their life consists of is exercising and being fit, especially the ones that are extreme bodybuilders. That is their job. They eat, sleep, shit, work out, everything and anything that they do is done the same time every day. So that is my look on what is easier to being fit compared to outside and inside. So like I said, for me, inside is much easier to do it. Out here in the real world, you have a lot of temptations out here. You know what I mean? It's so easy. It's so easy for people to manipulate you. That's only if you're weak-minded. You know what I mean? But the pressure is real out here. Bear with me, people. I got a fucking sore throat right now, man. It's a little hard to talk. But I need to put my content out because you know what I mean. I got to show up for my people, my subscribers. I'm not gonna miss. I'm gonna keep doing what I need to do to bring stuff to the table. You know what I mean. Whether it be opening up people's eyes about changing their life. From the crash course that they're on now, that will end up landing them in behind them bars. You know what I mean. To just helping out the average cat on becoming a warrior, or bringing that warrior out of them and becoming that best version of themselves. But yeah, people, so for me, like I said, it's much easier to do it behind the bars, behind bars, and while you're incarcerated, because you have a program that you run by every day, day in, day out. You don't miss, you know what I mean? You got to program. You know what I mean? You're gonna program. And out here, you're obligated to do whatever the fuck you please, pretty much. You know what I mean? If you don't feel like going to work, hey, call in sick. You know what I mean? You call in sick. You don't want to go to the gym. There's 1,000 excuses out here why you shouldn't hit the gym. There's 1,000 excuses why you should have that cheap meal. In there, you can't have them cheap meals. You can't have them cheap meals whenever you want. They're I mean, you can if you go to store, and you have a bunch of zooms and wham whams. But normally us people, well, I'm going to speak for myself. When we used to get them 30-pound packages, a lot of that stuff that I received through them packages was utilized for currency in there. It was ways of getting other things that I needed, for trade. Or, I had a few items in there that were for pleasure, you know what I mean? I would walk around with Taylor's, tailored cigarettes. For those of you that don't know what a Taylor is it's a cigarette, a Camel, non-filter hump. You know what I mean? Whatever cigarettes you're smoking, Marlboro Reds, those are considered Taylors. Majority of the time, I used to walk around with my bugler, had my little, it's a little cigarette case that we made in there, made out of popsicle sticks. You slide it back, and we had our lighters and shit like that. That's one thing I could touch on real quick about that. I mean, back in the day when I was going through the system, there used to be a lot of arts and crafts on this one prison that I hit. It was up north, man, but man, the homies and especially the Indians, they did such good leather work there. You know what I mean? You could come out with some nice belts. I still have my belt from back when I first did my first little stay behind those bars, behind the wall. It was a 9-braid belt, said Southern Comfort on there. I used to stroll with that belt proudly through the yard on Sweezy with like 18-inch arms on the hang. You know what I mean? I may not have been as cut as I am now, and the reason is because I didn't understand the nutritional part of exercise. Now I do. That's why I'm more well proportioned now. And then too, you got to keep in mind out here, like I said, out here you're gonna have better foods that you have. It's more accessible to, you know what I mean? In there, we're giving exactly what we're required by law, okay? So guaranteed you will get results as long as you put in your exercise and you're not doing too much. Because if you do too much, that's when you find the homies that are paroling really skinny because they were doing more working out than what they were doing eating, so you could actually turn that diet into a deficit, not a problem, real easy, you know what I mean? And in there, a lot of the homies like to give away stuff, their food, their peanut butters, or whatever they want to give away, you know what I mean? Or they be trading shit for oranges, apples, to that way they could cook up their, their weekend warrior batches to get their groove on. I'm just gonna keep it like that. I'm not gonna use the words that I used to use, you know what I mean? Because they will offend people, and I'm not about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to change the minds of people that have all these limited beliefs and negative thoughts. Why? Because I've been there and I've done that. Well, anyways, people, like I said, I just wanted to touch on that subject real quick. You know what I mean? I hope I didn't go rambling on and bore you guys. But yeah, back to that. What is easier? It's easier to be fit behind them walls. I tell you that right now, because you're guaranteed to run your program. Mandatory. Out here in the real world, negative. You could do what the fuck you want. You don't have to program out here if you don't want to. If you want to be a fucking deadbeat, you could be a deadbeat. There's a gang of them motherfuckers around. Take a look around next time when you're out there driving on the streets. Fools be posted up doing a whole lot of nothing. But anyways, people, so fucking fly is attacking me, man. But anyways, remember, if you're still struggling and not knowing how to get started with your fitness journey, people, do not hesitate to reach out to me. whether it be right here on this YouTube channel. You could go to subscriptions right there, you hit the more button and go down to the bottom. It'll take you to my link tree. And if you don't want to go through this channel, go to my IG and leave me a DM. If you're not following me, follow me. Send me a message. It'll come up on my special request. But in that message, make sure you put fitness. Okay? So now with that being said, people, enjoy the rest of your day. Get your motherfucking Friday boogie on. But be safe and smart about it. Don't be like I used to be. Foolish and act out on things without thinking. Because it will take you to places that you don't need to be. Now get up and get yours.